and welcome to Inspirational STEM. Today we're going to talk about what is homeostasis. So, homeostasis is a really important process, the ability of an organism to maintain a stable internal environment regardless of all these different changes externally or happening internally within the organism. And it's like a dynamic equilibrium. I mean, things are changing all around it, inside and outside, but then a steady state or equilibrium has to still be maintained for the well-being of the organism. So let's take a look and see the how important this is. Absolutely essential for the proper functioning of organism, and we'll take several examples and take a look at that. So we can compare homeostasis to a thermostatic process. The goal of homeostasis is the maintenance of equilibrium around a point or value called a set point. So we set a thermostat to a certain value, it is maintained within that value. So there's a stimulus, body temperature rises, then in response the blood vessels will off dilate, resulting in heat loss, and then sweat glands secrete fluid, resulting in heat loss, and the heat is lost to the environment, and then that maintains the normal body's haze. It's a homeostatic process. Again, if the body temperature falls, blood vessels will constrict, heat is conserved, and shivering can happen and heat is retained. So another example, well, when food is consumed, blood glucose rises, and when blood glucose rises, the insulin will is secreted by the pancreas into the blood as a response to that stimulus. In response to higher insulin, the glucose is basically transported into the cells, and the liver cells will store glucose. So in response to the lower concentration glucose, now the pancreas will stop producing the insulin. So this is a classic mechanism, negative feedback loop. There's a stimulus, something rises, and then something is released, and that falls back down to normal state, and then and so on. So some examples of homeostasis is water balance. A freshwater fish excrete large amounts of dilute urine. Saltwater fish, they excrete small amounts of concentrated urine to conserve the water. So homeostatic process. Cold-blooded animals like frogs, they regulate the temperature by behavior. They move to shadier places or sunnier places, depending if it's cold or etc. Warm. If it's warm, they'll move to a shady place. And stomatal regulation in plants, for example, stomata are the openings that they close and open based on the amount of humidity that's present in the air, so that they can allow gases exchange. But if it's too dry, they need to shut down. And phototropism is another example of homeostasis, where the seedlings will grow towards the light. And so I hope you enjoyed this cool biology episode, and